boy Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? Hey, man, it's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. We done damn near made it. Well, dang near made it. Through the work week. I can't actually cuss within the first 7 seconds or so, or it'll try to demonetize the video. So I had to hurry up and clean that up. But anyway, we already almost through the work week. God is good. We done made it through. So hey, shout out to everybody. But hey, man, we're gonna talk about some clickbaiters, some haters, all the other stuff that's going on in the Dallas Cowboys media. Because we're gonna put this stuff into proper perspective. Because everybody got a lot of stuff to say. In regard to Dak Prescott, in regard to the Dallas Cowboys, in regards to, the star, and it's pretty much clickbait, man. Let's just keep it real. It's clickbait, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about why that is, what's going on, this, that, and the third. We'll give y'all raffle updates. We'll talk some actual football, but we're gonna have us a good time, man. Nothing too pressing, but real quick before I tell y'all to hit anything, I need y'all to say a prayer for our Dallas Cowboy brother in arms, DC for life, Texas. He just lost his mother recently, man. So y'all keep him in your prayers. If you believe in God, say a prayer. If you believe in the in the universe, put some positive thoughts out there in the atmosphere for him. If you pray to the ancestors, just pray to whoever you pray to. Send your support to my brother. I know it's a trying time, a hard time for him and his family, man. So y'all just make sure to keep him in your thoughts and prayers, man. Hey, we got nothing but love for you, DC for life, Texas, man. For real. We appreciate you for everything, man. We pray that everything goes well, man. Yeah, my boy, man. Yeah, it's real sad to hear, man. He told us recently, about her health issues. I wanted to start the show with that, man. So, we're gonna take a moment of silence and remembrance, and to give our condolences. So let's take a quick moment of silence, man. Amen. Yeah, man. So, hey, if y'all know how to contact him, reach out, send him positive vibes, good thoughts, well wishes, everything in your power to help our Cowboy brother out, man. Cause in this chat box, it's like family. So when we go through stuff, man, we gotta be there for each other. So so yeah, I wanted to start the show with that, instead of the usual spiel. But hey, listen, y'all been around in the liquor store long enough. Y'all know when you come through, hit that like button. When you come through, hit that share button. Right? So y'all know the jits. Let everybody know the liquor store is open for business. Let everybody know that we finna come in here, get intoxicated together, man. Because it's time. It's time to get drunk on that Dallas Cowboys content, man. So what's IG? I don't know. I need to make myself an IG. I probably need to make myself an IG too. Yo, Michael H, what's up with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love and support, my guy. I do appreciate you. Salute to you, my brother. Yeah, hey Neil, I feel bad for the man. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. Also, man, keep my family in your prayers as well. We just lost my older cousin yesterday, so R.I.P. to Sean. So yeah, just keep my family in your prayers as well. As they go through their time of mourning. So y'all just keep everybody in your prayers. Anybody that's going through stuff, just show your support. Let's see. I got a couple more things of upload, then we're gonna jump into it, man. Hey, I appreciate that, man. What's up with you, Michael Leslie? Salute to you. Wet Leslie, salute to you. Jameson Taylor, salute to you. Bruce got the toxic juice. Big Dow. Salute to all y'all good people, man. Salute to all y'all. Okay. But now that we, said our condolences and showed our love to everybody, man, let's get back to this the regular schedule programming. Hey, I appreciate y'all. So yeah, let's not be somber though, man. Every day above ground is a blessing. We're able to keep the memory of our loved ones alive as long as we have breath in our body. So let's be positive, make a joyful noise, you know, and let's talk some football, some Dallas Cowboys content, man. Football has always been a pastime to take your minds off of the stresses of the world. It takes your mind off of racism, take your mind off of poverty, takes your mind off of anything that's going on in your life. So football has always been a good getaway for people. So let's stay in that energy, and let's talk some Cowboys content and some football, man. So everybody coming on in here. Yeah, to live in the hearts of those left behind is to live forever. That's well put, my brother. That is well put. So let's get back to our regular schedule programming. I don't want us to be too gloomy, too down. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. So everybody, please hit that like button. Please hit that share button. And no matter what you're feeling in your hearts, it's always good to slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man. Because if you slap the shit up out of an Eagles fan, you will receive half off all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And we got what you need to succeed, man. So we got Cowboy readers, we got Gin, we got Hen, we even got them damn Eagles tears. I think they smoke crack. I would not really ingest Eagles tears if I was y'all, man. But we got what you need to succeed, man. So you want your discount, make sure that you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan. That is guaranteed to make you feel better. That is guaranteed to make you feel better about anything. Slapping the shit out of an Eagles fan. And hey, if you don't believe me, ask my boy Neil. Neil is the serial slapper. Every time he's sliding in through the door, he done slapped up about 4 dozen Eagles fans, man. So yeah, you don't believe me, man, it's tried and true by my brother Neil. He'll let you know. Also, I got an announcement to make. You probably seen it already, but I still want to announce it on the show before we jump into these haters and clickbaiters and all this other stuff. So we will be interviewing none other than former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Terrence Williams tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time. Yo, JJ the Mind, what's good with you, man? Said, Henny, am I the only one on Facebook? Yes, you're the only one on Facebook, so you might as well slide on over here to YouTube and hang out with us over here on YouTube, so you don't feel lonely, Miss Etta. Yeah, my boy Neil said he done swiped right on 14 Eagles fans' mouths before stopping in. And yeah, man, hey, Terrence Williams will be the guest. He will be on Dallas Cowboys Uncut tomorrow, 12 p.m. if you in Texas. If you're on the West Coast like my boy Big West, it's going to be at 10 a.m. If you're in Atlanta or on the East Coast, it will be at 1 p.m. So, hey, what's up with you, Mr. Over? Salute to you. So we will have Terrence Williams in the building. I'm excited about it. He's a guy that played multiple years in the NFL. He got to see Tony Romo up close and personal. He knew, he got to play with Tony Romo and Dak Prescott, right? So he knows the differences in their game. He knows, he actually knows Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was on this team when he played, right? So he's a guy that can give us some insight. He's a guy that can give us some, perspective about what it takes to, make it in the NFL. Because remember, he did get a second contract. And that puts you in a rare category, because a lot of times, when you come into the league, a lot of these guys don't get second contracts with the team that actually drafted them. So we can learn a lot from Terrence Williams. He has some very productive, season for the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm really excited to talk to the man. And we're gonna have, not only will it be our usual cast, man. Not only will it be me, Wes, and Landlord, but we will also have Law Nation and Boss Cowboy on the show with us, man. So we will also have, two of the big guns in the building with us when we do this interview. And I'm really excited about it, man. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in. Y'all turn your notifications on. Y'all slide through the liquor store. Show your love and support, man. We will all be live. So, and while we're live, make sure, there's 5 different channels. Y'all make sure y'all go around, hit the like and share on all 5 pages, because Wes will be live on his page. I'll be live on mine. Landlord will be live on his. Law will be live on his. Boss will be live on his. So y'all make sure y'all go through and show love to all pages, man. So yeah, we got OG Terrence Williams sliding through the building, man. I'm excited about that. And then last but not least, before we jump into the content, I want to give y'all another friendly reminder, because it's under a month at this point. right? It's under a month. It's only like 2 weeks or so. You got about 2 weeks left to get your raffle entries in. So for the people that want a chance to still go to see the Dallas Cowboys beat the eyebrows off of the Philadelphia Eagles, man, you're gonna have to get your entries in sooner than later, because we're gonna stop on August the 1st, and we will draw a winner on August the 2nd. It's already the 12th of July. So, if you want to improve your odds of winning the Dallas Cowboy home game ticket to see them destroy the Philadelphia Eagles live and in person, you got to hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, hit the Super Stickers. It's $10 an entry, right? And you can send as many as you want. But, like I said, we will cut it off on August the 1st. So you got between now and then to get them in. So if you want to participate, because there are 3 prizes. First place winner will receive a ticket with a seat. Second place winner will receive a ticket for standing room area. Third place winner will either get a PlayStation 4 or a Dallas Cowboy jersey of their liking. So if you want to enter, or you just want to support your boy and the content, because we're finna go out to Sportscon this weekend. If you just want to support, or if you want to enter to win a chance to get this ticket, then hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chats, man. Yes, first preseason game is next month. Actually, all three preseason games happen next month, because all 3 happen in August. So if I'm not mistaken, the first one's on the 12th, the next one's on the 19th, and then the last one is on the 26th. My plan is to go to the very last one on the 26th. And with that out of the way, right, we done put our we done put our condolences in the air. We done did our usual spiel. Let's jump into the content at this point. Joe, what's up with you, man? What's up with you, man? Salute to you. So let's talk about these clickbaiters and haters, and let's just be honest. The Dallas Cowboys are the biggest franchise in the NFL. We're one of the biggest franchises and brands in the entire world, right? It is easy. It is low-hanging fruit to criticize a Dallas Cowboys player with blanket statements and propaganda in order to get clicks and, views. Because at the end of the day, they're just like us. They're just like our independent content creators. They get paid by the clicks. They get paid by the views. They get paid by the ratings. Right? If folks aren't clicking on and watching, they're not making money, and they don't really do numbers. It's July the 12th. They're not really talking about football like that right now, right? You're not really able to generate that much buzz around football at this time. The draft is over. Free agency is over. They might get a little push, from this little supplemental draft that will be going on, but there's only two people supposed to be getting drafted. So, there's not really a lot until training camp. So in the low, lean times, they got to find talking points to generate pretty much revenue. They got to generate these clicks and these streams. They got to find a way to keep the lights on. And what better way to keep the lights on than talking about the Dallas Cowboys, right? Because remember, not only do we have the biggest fan base in the National Football League, we also have the biggest base of detractors and haters and people that wish us, ill will and malcontent because of who we are, right? Listen, some teams are envious of the coverage. Us as fans, we probably don't really like the coverage like that, right? They had like 4 or 5 Dallas Cowboys segments on all these sports talk shows. They don't talk about the Eagles. They don't talk about the Steelers. They don't talk about the 49ers like that. And those are some of the other franchises, not the Eagles, of course, but like the 49ers and the Steelers, those are some of the other storied franchises in the National Football League. They don't even get that kind of media coverage. The Steelers are the team with the most titles. They're the one with the most accolades, right? Sixburg, right? They don't get talked about like that outside of Pittsburgh. The 49ers don't get talked about, like that outside of the Bay. You don't see a bunch of coverage about the state of Brock Purdy and listen, and they actually got some 5 storylines you could be talking about, right? Because they got quarterback controversy. Like, will Trey Lance get an opportunity? Will Brock Purdy be back? Will this, that, and the third? Right? They actually got storylines, that they can cover. That will be good storylines, right? There's good talking points over there. No, I don't watch them. What did Greg Jennings say? So let me know, T. Foster. What did Greg Jennings say? Because I don't watch them, folks. I watch my other independent content creators, man. I watch West Coast. I watch Landlord. I watch Law. I watch Boss and The Final Word, folks. I watch the independent content creators, man. CFO, my boy Jay Took. I watch them folks. I don't be watching these other guys. They're most of these guys are weirdos. Like I said, they ain't got no integrity. It's all about getting clicks. Got you. So those, and they're out there. Listen, they got to pay the bills. What sells? Hey, what's up with your Craven Cowboys? Salute to you. Yeah, and there's storylines, behind everybody. Like they can talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, will Mike Tomlin? What's Mike Tomlin job security going to be? Is Kenny Pickett? Going to take the next step of his development, or would they be able to win that division, right? With Joe Burrow, over there, and Lamar Jackson, right? And and they got one of the best divisions in football. There could be a whole bunch of talking points around it. Because you look around, you got the Steelers, you got the Ravens, the Browns supposed to be good this year, right? We already know Joe Burrow over there, supposed to be one of the best. Yeah, nobody cares about Greg Jennings' opinion. Again, that's what I'm saying. Clickbait. Because there is nothing statistically that Kyler Murray has done for him to be a better. Yeah, so let's just talk about these. Like, people will use blanket statements like, I will take this player over this player, but they never have statistics to back it up. They never have anything to back up these claims of why this person is better, because it's not actually rational or feasible for it to be true, right? We all know that Kyler Murray has never thrown for 4,000 yards. We all know that Kyler Murray has never thrown for 30 touchdowns in a game. We all know that Kyler Murray has a losing record as a starting quarterback. We all know that Kyler Murray has never won a playoff game. Right? So, you factor these things in. Kyler Murray has done nothing in the NFL for him to be better than anybody. Like, Kyler Murray should not be brought up in the top 10 at this point. Does he have top 10 talent? Of course. He has a great arm. He's athletic. This, that, and the third. He has done nothing, though, in the NFL. Nothing. Went to a playoff game and got blown out. Yeah, I don't be watching the folks, man. And listen, it's easy to throw out a blanket statement, or I'll take this guy over this guy. It's easy to do that, but it's hard to back it up. It's hard to back that up, right? That's at the end of the day, that's a lot of what it is. You need clicks, you need views, you need people, to say incendiary things, to get the Dallas Cowboys fan base in an uproar, so they'll click and talk about it. And really, when it upsets us and we share it, they win. When you share it, all right, when you share it to your Facebook groups or to your friend groups, and you make it a talking point, they've already won. They've already won, because they got the exposure and the attention that they were seeking. They got the views and the ratings they were seeking, by inciting outrage in the Dallas Cowboys fan base. But that's all it is. It's clickbaiting. It's nothing of substance. It's fast food restaurant kind of things. Like, yeah, it'll hit the spot, but you're not getting the necessary nutrients. You're not getting anything. When you think about these big letter networks and the things that they do not do in-depth scheme breakdowns. They don't teach you, offensive schemes or plays or play design or situational football. They don't really do that a whole lot. A lot of it is who's better. Would you take this person over that person? Do the Dallas Cowboys have opportunity to win the Super Bowl? Like you can pretty much roll out of bed, not turn the TV on, and know the exact layout of the topics that are going to be discussed. They're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to talk about Dak Prescott. They might throw something in there about Patrick Mahomes probably being the baby GOAT, right? They're going to do what we already know what the hell they're going to talk about, but they're not improving your knowledge as football fans. Where the landlord organ at? I know, right? I probably need to get some sound effects, but they're not going to do anything to improve your football knowledge. And that's really the key. They don't want to improve your football knowledge. They don't want you to be smart enough as football fans to understand when they just roll out some bullshit. Because if they educate you as football fans and they break down the differences between something like cover 5 and standard cover 2, and they break down the differences between, cover 1 robber and cover 3, or they break down the differences between middle field open and middle field close, or cover 5 and cover 9, or cover 6, they break down, how offenses are supposed to attack defenses and natural progression, in reading the plays and where the ball is supposed to go, right? It would be harder for them to just feed you anything. Once you educate your fan base, it becomes harder, to just give them anything, right? It becomes harder. So that's really why they don't do it a lot. One, like, let's be real, there's more casual football fans than there are people that want to learn about X's and O's. The more casual football fans, the people that give a damn, about, this, that, and the third. So yeah, it's to keep people dumb. Now there are some people, that already have natural football acumen. You could have played, you could be a coach's son, you could coach in real life, right? There are people, already equipped to have non-surface level discussions, but that's not the masses. Some people are just into football for their fantasy team, right? Some people are just into football because it's entertaining. But it's easier to push a narrative where you don't get the why or the how behind it. So that's one of the reasons why they don't go out there and give you full breakdowns or anything like that. That's one of the reasons why they don't try to educate the masses. Because it's easy to say Dak Prescott led the NFL in interceptions and leave it at that. It's harder to say Dak Prescott led the league in interceptions, but his wide receiving core outside of CeeDee Lamb was last place in separation. He had 7 interceptions come on turnover-worthy plays. Right? It's easier just to throw out a narrative and not give reasons behind why and how. But I digress. That's the way they want it. Because if they gave reasonable breakdowns behind football, it's harder to slander the Dallas Cowboys. Right? So let's talk about false narratives real quick before we just talk about what Ocho said and what Craig, the finesse said. Right? So case in point, Dak Prescott, remember this was a narrative that used to run around all the time. Dak Prescott can't beat winning teams. Do y'all remember that narrative? Dak Prescott cannot win against winning teams. That has been a narrative that has been floating around these letter networks for forever, really. Since Dak Prescott became the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, Dak can't win against the good teams. He beats up on the Washington 10 times in a year, apparently. Right? Those are the narratives they try to push. He said, I'm buffering. Don't know why. Don't know why I would be, but we'll see. Hopefully it resolves itself. So yeah, that was the narrative. Dak Prescott can't beat winning teams, and I guess everybody else has been going around just beating juggernauts. Well, I've already talked about this before, but let's look at this again. It's easy to throw a narrative out there and not back it up. It said the haters' arms are tired of moving the goalposts. Exactly. Because I want y'all to keep this in mind. If a narrative cannot be, applied evenly, throughout the rest of the position group, right? It's a bad narrative, right? You can't say that Dak Prescott has a problem beating winning teams when every quarterback has a problem of beating winning teams. So if you can see what I see, this is the current records of starting quarterbacks against winning teams. So Aaron Rodgers, multi-time MVP, or the football ever, let them tell it. Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP, first ballot Hall of Fame player, right? He has played 85 teams with winning records. So that these teams he's played have been at least 9-7 or better. He has 41 wins and 44 losses and one tie. So with that said, Aaron Rodgers does not have a winning record against winning teams. He actually struggles a little bit. Baker Mayfield, we already know his career is not panned out, but he was supposed to be a sure thing, first round pick. He has played 28 teams with winning records. He's won 7 times, 21 losses. Jimmy Garoppolo has only played 23 teams with winning record. He does have 13 wins and 10 losses, so he does have a slight winning record. But he has not played a lot of winning teams by the numbers, right? 23 and however many years he's been a starting quarterback. Kirk Cousins has played 50 teams with winning records. He has 40 losses and only 10 wins. Lamar Jackson, former MVP, instant offense, best running quarterback in the National Football League. Mike Vick 2.0 had just as many losses that he does wins against teams with winning records. Right? Yeah, it's barbershop talk. And if this happened inside the barbershop, it would be fine. You're in the barbershop, you're at the barbecue, you're around your family. It's okay to shoot the shit, have football talk, right? Some of it is inaccurate, but it's okay. It is not the average everyday person's, prerogative to know in-depth things about, football like this. But it is the responsibility of the national media. It is the responsibility of the quote unquote experts to properly educate people when they bring their goofy asses on the screen. And that is something they have not really done. Right? Because we're talking about Dak Prescott, record against winning teams. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch Law when my boy slide on, man. Definitely gonna watch Law when he slide on. Let's go even further. Patrick Mahomes, 10-6 against winning teams, 16 games. It's very small sample size. That might eventually change, right? You play enough winning teams, you're gonna probably lose. Josh Allen, 27 games against winning teams, 12 wins, only 15 losses. Justin Herbert, 15 games against teams with winning records, only 6 wins and 9 losses. Kyler Murray, who they said they would take over Dak Prescott, has played 14 teams with winning records and only has 3 wins. Daniel Jones has played 16 teams with winning records and only has 3 wins. Sam Darnold has played 17 teams with winning records and has 4 wins. Deshaun Watson has played 26 teams with winning records and only has 7 wins. 19 losses to the guy with the fully guaranteed contract. Only 1 playoff win too, by the way. Hey, Miss Clark, what's up with you? Long time no see. I'm glad you were able to find your way into the liquor store. Salute to you. So are you noticing a pattern? So when you actually look at Dak Prescott, let's go to Dak Prescott. 47 games against teams with winning records. He's won 22 of them, had 25 losses. When you compare it to somebody like Matthew Stafford or you compare it to Matt Ryan, or you compare it to Deshaun Watson or Justin Herbert or Josh Allen, he actually has a pretty damn good win percentage. He has a 46% win percentage. Josh Allen has a 44% win percent. Justin Herbert only has a 40% win percentage against winning teams. Kyler Murray has a 33% win percentage against winning teams. Daniel Jones 18%. Sam Darnold 23%. Deshaun Watson 26%. Right. Matthew Stafford only has a 13% win percentage against teams with winning records. Jared Goff only has a 45% win percentage. Let's go to the next page. Teddy Bridgewater, Derek Carr, Carson Wentz, right? Carson Wentz only won 32% of his games against winning teams. Derek Carr has only won 23% of his games against winning teams. Mitch only won 34%. Teddy Bridgewater, 22%. So let's just keep it honest. It's a bad narrative. He does actually have one of the better win percentages. He actually does have one of the better win percentages. If you want to put that, matter of fact, let's put it in order. All right, let's go back to the first page. I'm glad you brought that up. Now he doesn't have the best win percentage. But look at this. The guys ahead of him. Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, who's retired, Jimmy Garoppolo, Russell Wilson, Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Marcus Mariota. Who I do not see is Josh Allen ahead of him. Who I do not see is Justin Herbert ahead of him. Who I do not see, is any of these other quarterbacks, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson. So they talk about Dak Prescott not beating teams with winning records. Because he did not play Brock Purdy. Dak Prescott did not play Brock Purdy. He played the San Francisco's #1 defense. That's who he played. It's funny that people will say he can't beat Brock Purdy, but he beat Tom Brady, right? But nobody is running around with a narrative that Dak Prescott beat Tom Brady, right? Nobody running around with a narrative in his other playoff win that he beat Russell Wilson, right? Y'all want to point out that he lost to Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, like he didn't beat two Hall of Fame quarterbacks in his playoff runs, right? He beat two future Hall of Famers. But y'all want to focus on him losing to Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy. If I'm not mistaken, Aaron Rodgers has not beaten the 49ers in the postseason. He has been dominated by Jimmy Garoppolo. Nobody is saying that Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers, right? See, though I be talking about bad narratives. Case in point, it's easy to throw that out of there. It's easy to throw that out. He lost to Brock Purdy. Boy, he ain't played Brock Purdy. That man was going up against Nick Bosa and that front seven. He was going up, against Fred Warner and them. That's who he was playing against. And he played against them with really only CD Lamb. Questionable protection, questionable separation from the rest of the wide receivers. So that's really why I talk about bad narratives, right? So again, it's easy to say something like, I'll take Kyler Murray over Dak Prescott when Kyler Murray has accomplished less than Dak Prescott. The only thing you could say is Kyler Murray is younger. You could say, I believe in Kyler Murray's potential and upside, right? I believe in Kyler Murray's potential and upside. That's the only thing you could say, because he has not put anything on film. He has not put production out there, to say that you could take him over Dak Prescott. When Dak Prescott, has had better passing seasons. He's had better winning seasons. He's actually won playoff games. He actually beats winning teams at a higher clip, right? So that is why I say it's easy to have bad narratives when you don't back it up, because if they actually showed you the numbers, or if they actually showed you, league wide the narrative they tried to push, like I just showed you, they say that can't beat winning teams. Apparently nobody can beat winning teams, right? Apparently nobody can beat winning teams, because I see, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 3. There are 3 active quarterbacks who have played enough games against winning teams that have a record over 500. Patrick Mahomes, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Russell Wilson. Tom Brady is retired. So there are 3 active quarterbacks who have quote unquote winning records against winning teams. Well, actually played multiple games. I'm not really sure about the threshold that they're looking at. I don't know if you have to play 10 games, so on and so forth, to even be considered in this, right? But the guys who qualify, there's only 3 of them who have winning records that are still playing. There's only 3 of them. And in case you're wondering, Drew Brees had a losing record against winning teams. There's a bunch of guys who are going to be Hall of Famers. Exactly. He's only played 16 teams. And I don't believe that I don't believe that this counts the playoffs either. So that's a different ball game than regular season. Craven said, Henny, I can't believe y'all bringing on Terrence Williams. He was one of my favorites when I first started watching. Salute to y'all. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, just make sure that you slide through the building and show some love when we bring the OG on, man. Yeah, you just make sure y'all bring them. Y'all just make sure y'all slide through and show some love. So, like I said, it is very easy to throw these narratives out there. So, what's another narrative that they throw out there about Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott, that's a stat on itself. How many winning teams has your quarterback played? Exactly. But I will also say this. There was another narrative that was floating around there. All right. They're talking about playoff wins. They were talking about playoff wins. It said, Henny, this chart is not accurate. How in the world has Mahomes played almost 8 seasons? He's only played against 16 teams with winning records. Well, that's actually a very easy thing to point out to you. How many teams do you actually think end with winning records in the regular season? There's usually only about 8 teams in the entire. There's usually only like 8 or 10 teams in the entire NFL that ends with winning seasons, right? Odds are they're spread across different divisions at that. So you usually don't play that many winning teams over the course of a season. You might have some instances where that's true, but think about his division, right? The Chargers just had winning records the past 2 seasons. They were horrible when he first got there. The Broncos have not had a winning season since 2015. The Raiders have not had a winning season. I think the last time they had a winning season was like 2021, right? So even with that, those are like 4 teams. That's only like 4 teams. Go back and look. I mean, you can break the games down yourself, but there's not really a lot of competition in his division. They don't really play a lot of different guys. So yeah, when you have a bad division and then you play weak divisions, so remember, there's some divisions that don't even produce teams with winning records, right? There was not a single team with a winning record in the NFC South last year, right? Tampa Bay, like y'all pointed out, Tampa Bay got in 8 and 9. No other team, no team in that division had winning records. So if your team was scheduled to play the NFC South, right, none of those 4 games would have had a team with a winning record, right? Win or lose. So yeah, it's not like people are going to be playing a bunch of winning teams. There's 17 games. There's usually only 10 teams with winning records over the course of a season. You might play 4. You might play 4 or 5. Maybe. Just depending on how things fall. So let's see. Patrick Mahomes' record against winning teams. Okay, matter of fact, they actually have them broken down on here as well. So Patrick Mahomes in 2020. Hold on. It might be outdated. Yeah, see, he only played 5 teams with a winning record in 2020. He only played 4 teams with a winning record in 2019. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it really might be outdated though. I don't think they updated this one. Still, fair to reason. 8-8 is 500. Yeah, 8-8 is 500 team. Yeah, our division. Our division in 2020 was trash. Ain't nobody in our division had a winning record in 2020. Yeah, ain't nobody have a winning record on our team in 2020. So yeah. So I know it might be outdated, but yeah, it might be slightly outdated, but still, these guys are not playing a whole smorgasbord of winning teams. Not like that. And really, it's just going to be dependent on the division, how the division is doing that year, with divisions you play, how your division is doing. So it could be you play 4 teams, you could play 10. Yes, 9-7 is technically considered a winning team. Yes, any team that finished the season over 500, right? Any team that finished the season over 500 is considered a winning team. So if you're 9-7, or now 9-8, right? 9-8, 10-7, 11-6. So on and so forth. All those are considered winning teams at this point. So let's go to another narrative that people be throwing out there. Dak Prescott, and his postseason performances. They say that Dak can't win the big one. They say that Dak will not get us over the hump. It's going on. It's going to be his 8th year in the league. Dak Prescott ain't did nothing, right? Well, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. What is Deshaun Watson's playoff record? What's Deshaun Watson's playoff record? What's Kirk Cousins' playoff record? What's Kyler Murray's playoff record? Right? What was Drew Brees' playoff record going into year 8? What was Peyton Manning's playoff record going into year 8? What was Warren Moon's final playoff record? Right? So just to throw this out there, Peyton Manning going into year 8 was 2-4 in the postseason. He started his playoff career 0-3. Right? Started off 0-3. Drew Brees was like 1-2 to start his playoff career going into year 8. Was like 1-2. Warren Moon, first ballot Hall of Famer, was 3-7 in the playoffs. Never made it out of the divisional round. Matt Ryan was like 0-2 or some shit before he went to the Rams, won his Super Bowl. So the point is, they be bringing up playoffs performances like Dak Prescott is 40 years old. And then they, intentionally leave out the fact that multiple quarterbacks have been to Super Bowls or won Super Bowls after the age of 30. Matt Ryan was in year 9 when he won an MVP and went to a Super Bowl. Drew Brees was in year 9 when he won when he won his only Super Bowl. Peyton Manning was in year 9 and like 33 years old, when he went to the when he won his Super Bowl, right? And you can just go down the line, right? People be forgetting about the great Steve Young. Steve Young failed as the starting quarterback for the Buccaneers, had to go and sit behind Joe Montana, and it was like year 10 of his career when he finally won a Super Bowl. Elway won his 2 Super Bowls in the final 2 years of his career. So this notion that there is a timeline and a time frame for success is just not true. You actually, the numbers say you have more of a chance of winning a Super Bowl after your 30s than you do going to a Super Bowl young, losing, and trying to get back there. Because John Elway was the last quarterback to lose their Super Bowl debut and go back and win as a starting quarterback. Right? So the numbers say, and that's been over 17, 18 years. So you had Drew Brees got benched for Doug Flutie. Then they brought in that boy Phillip Rivers, who was another guy who's probably going to go to the Hall of Fame without a Super Bowl. So these crazy narratives that you can't be a Hall of Fame quarterback without a Super Bowl, and the narrative that if you haven't gone on a Super Bowl run, in your first however many years, is bullshit. It's bullshit, right? Because we got quarterbacks right now. You can just name off the top of your head, right? Rich Gannon became an MVP late in his career, made a Super Bowl run late in his career. So this narrative that there is some kind of analytical, that there's some kind of analytical data saying that if you don't win at this point in time, then you're not going to do it. It's just not true. We seen guys win the Super Bowl in their second year. We seen guys win the Super Bowl in year 10. It was year 13 for Matthew Stafford, right? So these fake timelines and fake narratives just aren't true. Because when you go down the list and you look, at all these other quarterbacks, man, all these other quarterbacks that had success or made Super Bowl runs and did this and did that, there is no set timeline. There is no set standard. It is media-driven clickbait. Like I said, there are clickbaiters. So let me talk about what Acho said before I talk about this other false narrative that's floating around there. We'll talk about Acho, then we'll talk about Craig the Finesser after this. So this is Cowboys Fan Talk, my brother. And this is Emmanuel Acho actually responding to it. Emmanuel said, "We talk about the most famous players and important teams. Discussing your team and favorite players is the highest form of praise. It means you, your fan base, and your players are the most relevant. And while it is partially true, we're still gonna have to call bullshit, because the reason that Mr. Acho discusses the Dallas Cowboys is because we pay the bills, right? Like he pointed out, we are that fan base, that gets you the clicks. We are the fan base, that will drag your ass publicly. We are that fan base that ride or dies for the team, right? We pack the stadium if we win 4 games. We pack the stadium if we win 13 games. We got a big thriving fan base in every corner of the world. We got fans in Mexico. We got fans in Canada. We got fans in London. We got fans in all 50 states striving. We got a large fan base in our own divisional rivals cities. There's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan base in New York. There's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan base in Philadelphia. A huge Dallas Cowboys fan base, in Washington. Right? So we are that franchise that will get you the clicks and the views. But they're not talking about us because we're the most relevant team. They're talking about us so they can pay the bills. The Dallas Cowboys keeps the lights on, for those shows. Like, this is what it is. Like, we pay the bills. We get the most clicks. We get the most views. When our teams play, they're the most watched team out there. Like, it just is what it is. So he's sugarcoating it. But, they're talking about us because they know they can set us off with these incendiary comments, propaganda, slander. And we will react. But, in us reacting, we will get them the clicks and views they so desire. So, that's why I don't follow they shit. Right? That's why I don't follow they shit. He said, Acho worked on the Dallas Cowboys podcast. Yeah, I know. But, it's neither here nor there. Because, like I said, clickbaiters. I'm going to keep repeating this. It is easy to throw out, a blanket statement and not give proper context. It is easy to throw that out and not have to explain it. Right? Because remember, a lot of times they will throw out these statements. They will not give a why, a how, a who, or where. They will say that shit like it's gospel and move on. They don't take the time to go into an analytical deep dive. They don't talk about a lot of film. They don't talk about a lot of play design. They don't talk about a lot of things structurally. They don't do that. It is all propaganda. It is all propaganda to keep y'all uneducated football fans. But remember, if you pander to enough casual fans, right, and you got enough casual fans screaming this bullshit at the top of their lungs, it's gonna drown out the rational, well-spoken fans that understand football, play design. That is a whole damn team sport. The most team-driven sport out there, right? But they always try to isolate one particular player or one particular coach for it to be the end-all be-all, right? So, clickbaiters. Speaking of clickbaiters, here's another one. And this is a comment by Craig Carton. Craig Carton, who is a scammer who was arrested on a Ponzi scheme. Do you have any more urgency, Dak? Considering Prescott is the biggest failure that ever started for the Dallas Cowboys, you're damn right there is. So first and foremost, to throw this into perspective, Craig Carton is a New York Jets fan. He is a fan of a team who has not won a championship since the 1960s. If I'm not mistaken, it was the 1968 season, and they won the title. The game was played in 1969, right? The postseason game played in 1969 for the 1968 season. His team last won a championship, back when the country was not even really fully segregated, was not fully unsegregated. The country was still partially segregated when his team won a championship. He was probably not alive when his team last won a title. But the fact that he will to sit here and critique anything that the Dallas Cowboys are doing, is hilarious. It also plays to his character, though. Yeah, it also plays to his character. So let me show you. So back in 2019, Craig Carton. Let me read it. Hold on. All right. So former WFAN sports radio personality Craig Carton, who had the nerve to talk that shit, was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison today by a longtime fan and listener, the judge, for a ticket reselling scam that ended his decade-long broadcast partnership with ex-NFL quarterback Boomer Eisen. Carter, a New Rochelle native, convicted in November of conspiracy, wire fraud, and securities fraud, was sentenced by Chief Judge Colleen McMahon. So let's throw this out there. See, Sugar Daddy 1 said he was born in 1969. Yeah, Broadway Joe was the quarterback. So just so y'all see, I ain't making this up. This is the news article. So they can't say slander or libel. Bitch, this happened. Use a finesser. But anyway, let's continue with the story. Carton, a New Rochelle native convicted in November of conspiracy, wire fraud, and securities fraud, was sentenced by Chief Judge Colleen McMahon. She greeted him like a radio listener. Good afternoon, Mr. Good afternoon, Mr. McCartan. Colleen from New York. First time, long time, the judge said, adding that she used to listen to his show as she drove to court. Ain't this supporting your own fan base, Carton? Damn. I can't ever go outside like that. The prison term was half what prosecutors saw after Carton was convicted at a November trial of soliciting and then largely giving away nearly $7 million. Wow. Okay. You ran off with $7 million and gambled that shit away. Ain't got nothing to show for it. Okay. U.S. Attorney Jeffrey S. Berman said in a release that Carton's ticket reselling business that purported to use his connections to score good seats from events like Metallica and Barbra Streisand concerts was an elaborate fiction. Okay. A 50-year-old Manhattan resident blamed his fall from a measure of celebrity and wealth on sexual abuse he suffered at a camp when he was 11 years old. Okay, so he tried to play the victim card. So he brought up an abuse that may or may not have happened, because we already know he's a liar, because he tried to run off with $7 million and got caught. So, it's right in line with his personality, right? It's right in line with something he would say and do. Because, listen, it's low-hanging fruit. It's a bad take. And it takes a person with no integrity, like Mr. Carton here, to throw out a take like that. Because when you have no integrity and you're willing to finesse your own fan base and disappoint your own fan base, I'm pretty sure you would sell your soul for a few clicks and views, right? You already done it before. So, what's another step down on the totem pole, right? So, yeah, so Carton spitting garbage because he is garbage, right? Exactly. He's a nobody. He ain't no made man. We up here discussing a man. Man, West Coast gets more views on his shit than that boy. Landlord get more views on his shit than that boy, man. Come on. Come on now. But like I said, low-hanging fruit, somebody that's obviously not intelligent, right? Because he got caught up in this whole little Ponzi scheme. He got caught up with it. You can't be that bright. You got caught. No, the point of being a good criminal is doing the crime and getting away with it. So he's obviously not that smart. So of course, he will have unintelligent, non-football take, right? And then let's just talk about the take in of itself. All right, let's talk about the take in of itself. So let me ask you, right? Because y'all do know Brandon Weeden started for the Dallas Cowboys, right? Yeah, Brandon Weeden started for the Dallas Cowboys. Cooper Rush has started for the Dallas Cowboys. Who was the boy? Ben DiNucci has started for the Dallas Cowboys. Kellen Moore has started for the Dallas Cowboys. Right? Y'all can think of plenty of other quarterbacks that started for the team that have been less successful than Dak Prescott, right? Okay, then. So again, we already know he don't know shit. This man cannot tell you the difference between cover 2, cover 5, none of that shit. He don't know football like that. He's a talking head. They feed him stuff. Garrett Gilbert, right? Man was an Arena League football player. Andy Dalton, right? Did not accomplish anything with the Dallas Cowboys, really. So when you go out there and listen, low-hanging fruit, very low-hanging fruit, to say Dak Prescott is the worst quarterback that Dallas Cowboys ever seen starting. When we off of recent history can think about all the guys that played in the stead of Dak Prescott when Tony Romo got hurt or when Dak Prescott got hurt, right? And no offense, but y'all all know I'm finna say Quincy Carter. Like, come on, man. And I like OG Quincy, but come on now. Come on. Again, it's easy to give bad takes when you don't have to back it up. All he did was say that Dak Prescott was the biggest failure in our franchise history. He did no legwork in proving why that is. Right? He did no legwork. Also, Dak Prescott is on track to end his career the Dallas Cowboys all-time leader in passing touchdowns and passing yardage. So yeah, no. Bad takes by a bad person. Who gives a damn? Who gives a damn? He probably suck a dick, get some more ratings. So listen, it's been about an hour. So now that an hour is upon us, let's take a quick time to do a little light break, and we will do raffle updates real quick. So for those who are just tapping in with us, we are still doing the Dallas Cowboys ticket raffle. And unlike Mr. Carton, this is not a Ponzi scheme. You will receive a ticket. You will receive a ticket, and I will not be going to jail. But hey, man, if you want to go see the Dallas Cowboys destroy the Philadelphia Eagles, man, all you got to do is send $10 through the Cash App or send $10 through the Super Chat or Super Stickers, and you will get a raffle entry. We will do a drawing on August the 2nd to determine the winner of the 3 prizes. First place prize winner is going to get a ticket with a seat attached to it to the Dallas Cowboys Eagles home game. Second place winner is going to get a ticket for standing room area and general admission. And then the third place winner is going to get a PlayStation 4 or a Dallas Cowboy jersey of their choice. So it's $10 to enter. But you got to get it in before the 1st of August. So you got under a month to do so. And now I will give y'all the updates on what the standings are. Man, boy. So yeah, now let me get y'all something. Listen, they fries, man. Nobody cares about them folks. Like I said, man, clickbaiters. And y'all know the difference between clickbaiters and content creators. We know the difference between clickbaiters and content creators. Hey, my boy Jameson hitting the road. God bless you, my boy. God bless you. All right, so this is the current standings on the Dallas Cowboys ticket raffle, y'all. So Craven Cowboys, you got 10 entries to win the Dallas Cowboys ticket. So salute to you. My brother Dwayne Brown has 11 entries. Blake, you got 4. Brian Kite, I don't know if you're still in here, but you got half an entry. You need another $5 to get you a full entry. My boy Hoodlum, I ain't seen you, my boy, but you got an entry. Sharon Bell, you have an entry. My brother DC for Life Texas, you know, God bless you. I know you're going through what you're going through. You're in our prayers, but you got 9 entries. My boy Neil, the serial slapper, you got 15 of them. You got 15 entries, my guy. So those 15 entries got you sitting at, let's see. I think you got the second best odds. Because I think you got the second best odds of winning the grand prize, my brother. So salute to you. All right, the Lunatic has an entry. Donald Holmes has 4. Taiwan got 3. Crystal got 1. Mike DC4L has 1. Josie Guetes got 2. King G with 3. Michael Atri got 3. VA Roster X, my boy, got 17. Right, so he has the best odds of winning. Big Benny got an entry. Justin Kitchen got 3. Sugar Daddy 1 got 1. Damn Dizzle got 1. Big Dow got 1. JJ the Mind got 2 of them. Wonder got 1. Salter got 2. S.A. Richburg also has 17. So him and VA Roster X are tied for the best odds. Mucho Boomin got 2. David Sorrells got 2. Dwayne Morris is $5 away from having 3. Triple D has 1. Melvin Brownlee has 4. J Money got 2. Marquetta, you got 2. Big Tex got 1. Miss Regina Green got 6. Choctaw, you got 1. Jose Banks got 2. The Original People got 3. NFZ got 1. Dunna got 3. Reggie got 3. Kevin Richards got 2. Matt Leslie has 4. Freight Train has 2. Common Sense has 2. Q-Dog, I seen you in here earlier. You're $5 away from getting your second entry. You have 1.5 entries right now. JR has an entry. Vernon Scott has an entry. Desmond Ironman has 2 entry. Michael Lockhart has an entry. And last but not least, who is this last person that sent? 80s Baby has an entry. So whoever 80s Baby is, I did receive your entry late last night through the Cash App. So I got you entered in. So salute to you, man. I appreciate you for the support. Now, if y'all want to be like them and improve your odds of winning the Dallas Cowboy ticket or the jersey or the PlayStation 4, right? Just hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chats. You got till August the 1st to get your entries in, and then we will do the drawing on the 2nd. So thank y'all for the love. Salute to y'all. And, now it's time to do a little bit of Q&A. So questions. You got questions. I got answers. Go ahead and go ahead and put the questions in the chat box. We'll chop it up real quick. And while y'all doing that, I'm gonna go fix me a plate. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, shout out to my brother Neil. I just slid back on here. I see you with the $9.99 super. I appreciate you. So that actually moved you up a little bit, my boy. So you just went from 15 to 16. So salute to you, my brother, and thank you for your support. If y'all want to be like my boy Neil and improve your odds of getting this jersey, ticket, PlayStation 4, hit the super chat. Hit the super chat or hit the cash app. Go ahead and drop them questions though, man. We are in the Q&A segment of the show. So remember, if you got questions, I'm pretty sure I can get you some answers, man. Ooh. So how would you rank the top 7 teams in the NFC in regards to playoff standings? That's a tough one. Because really, if we're being honest, I got a better answer for you. The 3 best teams in the NFC are the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the San Francisco 49ers. I think everybody league-wide would agree those are the 3 best teams in the NFC. The Cowboys, the Niners, the Eagles. It's really gonna depend, on a lot of things, depending on who's gonna come out on top. Of course, as a Dallas Cowboys fan, I believe we'll win the division. There is a path for y'all to win the division as well. But there's also a path for the 49ers to be the number 1 seed. Right? So those are my top 3 teams. Like the other teams in the division don't really matter. Out of those, one of those 3 teams is going to win the NFC. Now there are some good stories. I think Detroit is going to make the playoffs. I think the Detroit Lions will be a playoff team. I'm calling it right now. I think, but on a side note, I actually think the NFC South is going to send more than one team to the playoffs. So I think that the Bears will be a wild card team. So I got the Packers missing the playoffs. I got the Vikings missing the playoffs. I think Detroit is going to surprise a lot of people with their offensive firepower. They got one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. They got an improving defense. So I think that the Detroit Lions will be a playoff team and a tough regular season matchup for whoever plays them. I would too. He said the Dallas Cowboy bloodsuckers will be in Dallas for the Jets game. I suggest we ambush first take and chant F that take. He said Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers, Detroit. And that is crazy. I do think the Saints are going to win that division too. So you are right. So by default, I think the Saints are going to be at least the 4th seed. I think and listen, they got the best quarterback in that division right now. And as much as Derek Carr gets shitted on, hey, shout out to my brother Donald Holmes for the $10 donation. I appreciate you. They got you another raffle entry, my guy. So let me go ahead and get you updated, my boy. Hey, it's all good, man. Like I said, I would never deprive somebody an opportunity to go to a football game, based on a penny. Penny for your thoughts, right? So let me see. Let me get my boy Donald Holmes updated. So, all right. So, Mr. Holmes, you now have 5 raffle entries, man. Salute to you. If y'all want to be like my boy, Mr. Holmes, and improve your chances of winning the ticket, y'all hit that cash app. Y'all hit that super chat, super stickers, man. Salute to y'all. So let's see. But yeah, So I think the Saints by default will be a playoff team, as you know. And a lot of people give Derek Carr a hard time, but he's still probably like a what? If he's he's right outside of the top 10. You know, he would probably be somebody in that Kirk Cousins range. He probably like the 13th, 14th, 15th best quarterback, but that's still good enough, right, to compete with. You know, it's really good enough to compete with, because I believe in the right system with the right weapons around him and a good enough offensive line, you know, he can be a productive quarterback. Like, remember, I know it's been a while, but he was in the MVP conversation in 2016 before he got hurt and had to miss the postseason. Right, so we've seen Derek Carr, you know, play some good football. It's just been a long time in between since we've seen it. And you know, I think Derek Carr is somebody that's a victim of his situation, just like Matthew Stafford was. Matthew Stafford played for a very incompetent organization. The very moment that he left, he was able to go to the playoffs, you know, win a Super Bowl. You know, now it fell apart last year due to a litany of injuries, no bad personnel decisions, this, that, and the third. But you know, he was able to show you could win with him, right? You were able to show that you could actually win with Matthew Stafford when he was in the right situation. So Derek Carr, you know, he has the opportunity to have a similar impact. But when you look around the other teams in that division, Bryce Young is a damn rookie. I cannot expect him to do a lot. And they were talking like Andy Dalton about the season as a starter. And I'm not in love with his offensive weapons. You look at the Buccaneers, and they got a quarterback. Like, Baker Mayfield's the quarterback, but they really ain't got like a quarterback that puts fear in you. I think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield, right? Because listen, Baker Mayfield had a run game. He had a good offensive line. He had a pretty decent defense. He had Odell Beckham. He had Jarvis Landry. He had Njoku. He had all these weapons of personnel around him. And, you know, they really couldn't do much with him as a starting quarterback. So, you know, and, you know, you can make an argument last year, you know, that, hey, well, Derek Carr had Devontae Adams and he had this, that, and the third. But I also seen Derek Carr, you know, take, you know, a team with very little talent the year before to a playoff berth. Right? In 2021, the Oakland Raiders offensively was not that great. You know what I'm saying? I think their leading receiver was Hunter Renfro or some shit like that. So, you know, I've seen Derek Carr get it done too with lesser talent though. Mr. Gina Green said he thinks Carr is better than Hurts. Well, he's a better passer than Hurts, for sure. You might not be able to say that he's a better overall player because, you know, you do have to factor in his rushing results. But, you know, like Derek Carr is actually a very good passer of the football. He got underrated arm strength. He's a very underrated passer of the football. You know, there's an opportunity for, you know, Hurts to improve as a passer. You know what I'm saying? Because even though on paper he has great passing numbers, but he did not throw the ball a whole lot. He was only like 14 or 15 in actual passing attempts. Only threw for like 22 passing touchdowns. Threw for under 4,000 yards. So it's not like, and no, this is not a knock on him either, because, you know, I do think that Jalen Hurts is hey, listen, I hate to give the Eagles any kind of credit, but I do think that Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. I do think he's a top 10 quarterback. Granted, you know, I don't crown people as top 5 or anything based off one year of production, but I do think he's a top 10 quarterback just based on his overall numbers. If you include the rushing, right? If you include the rushing and the all-pro nod. Oh, Phillip Rivers was a dog. Yeah, Phillip Rivers was a Hall of Famer. Phillip Rivers was a Hall of Famer. Miss Green, yeah, Phillip Rivers was like that. He didn't get the Super Bowl or anything, but that's why I be saying, like, you can be a good individual player and not win a Super Bowl. Like, I think Phillip Rivers is deserving of a Hall of Fame. Warren Moon never made it out of the divisional round, and he was able to make it into the Hall of Fame, right? Now, granted, it's the football Hall of Fame, so they did give some credence to the 5 Grey Cups he won in Canada, but he did not do anything in the actual NFL. Like, his actual NFL, postseason production was abysmal because he was 3-7 in the postseason. So they did give some credence to what he did in the Grey Cups. He was able to get in. He was one of the first quarterbacks to break the color barrier, become a starting quarterback. So what he did for the culture, is I'm not taking none of that away. But I was just talking about, like, in the NFL, like, he did not actually win get out the divisional round. I like that. I pull for Hurt's success and pray for the Eagles' downfall. I feel the same way. Yeah, listen, I like Jalen Hurts. He a Texas kid. You know what I'm saying? He right from Houston. Played in the SEC. I don't dislike Jalen Hurts the person, but I hate and despise the Eagles. So questions. Oh, I guess I can take this down too. Yep, Dan Marino passed for 5,000 yards in his second season, but did not win a Super Bowl. Correct? I mean, you can have great individual seasons and not win a championship. Yeah, you can have great individual seasons and not be able to win a championship. It takes a lot. Oh yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to y'all about. Another bullshit narrative. Another bullshit narrative. I know we moved to Q&A. I know we did, but I forgot about. I forgot about this one. They said Dak Prescott is not talented enough to go to an NFC Championship game. And they said it with a straight face without providing proper context. So again, I would bring up the great Warren Moon because he was like that. Was Warren Moon not talented enough because he didn't make it out of the divisional round? Right. But let's go even further. Was Rex Grossman talented? Because he not only went to an NFC Championship game, but he went to a Super Bowl. Was Brad Johnson the super talented quarterback? Because he went to an NFC Championship game and won a Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo, made it to multiple NFC Championship games, despite the fact that he has 1 passing touchdown and 3 interceptions in the postseason games he's won combined. He actually was able to blow out Aaron Rodgers without throwing for a single touchdown. Right? Was Brock Purdy, who was Mr. Irrelevant for a damn reason, this super talented quarterback? He went to a damn NFC Championship game at our expense, right? You just go down the list. Dog, was Nick Foles this super talented quarterback for the Eagles? Right? He won a damn championship for them with the Super Bowl MVP. Nobody over there, that he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, right? Nobody in the Eagles organization thinks that Nick Foles is better than Jalen Hurts. But he's the one guy in their history that won them a Super Bowl, right? He's the one guy in their history that won them a Super Bowl, right? So these narratives is super saying, level warrior or something to go out there and win get to a championship game. Dog, Mark Sanchez went to 2 championship games. Y'all remember him with Mr. Butt Fumble. Blake Bortles went to a championship game. All right, these are stupid narratives. Like, the more you go, the more down the line you go and you look at it. Like, dog, all these abysmal quarterbacks went to championship games. Some of them actually even won a Super Bowl. Some of them even actually won a Super Bowl. But they had the nerve to say Dak Prescott talented enough. Last time I checked, Dak Prescott was top 10. I say this shit a lot, but who cares? I got to keep reminding people because they act like they don't know. So I say this a lot. Dak Prescott is top 10 in career completion percentage in league history, in career passer rating in league history, touchdown to interception ratio, has a top 25 regular season win percentage. Is going to be the Dallas Cowboys all-time leader in passing touchdowns and passing yardage. If they don't shut the fuck up, because that sounds like a talented individual to me. I could be mistaken, but that sounds pretty damn talented to me, to have the ability to put up those skills. Because if it wasn't nothing, everybody would do it, right? Right? Because people be saying it's the modern NFL. Josh Allen does not have one of the best completion percentages in league history. He doesn't. Neither does Jared Goff or some of Dak Prescott's other contemporaries. Like, he has a better passer rating completion percentage than a lot of these guys. And that is for a reason. Exactly. Hurts is being credited with team success, not individual quarterback play. Well, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys have not been to a championship game in 28 years, right? So this is just going to be Dak Prescott's 8th year. Oh, yeah, Trent Dilfer, too. Well, my math is correct. The Dallas Cowboys had a 20-year championship drought before Dak Prescott got there. If I'm not mistaken, Dak Prescott broke a 30-year drought by beating the Bucs on the road. That was our first road playoff win in 30 years. So, Dak Prescott is out here breaking generational curses, helping the Dallas Cowboys do what they do, but he's still getting slandered. But like I said, man, there's a difference between clickbaiters and content creators. Like, we take the time, like me and Tuck, went out there and broke down West Coast concepts for y'all in a way for y'all to understand them. Because everybody's going to be hollering about text codes and not even putting no understanding behind it. We taught y'all about lion, dragon, dagger, all this shit. We did all that because we want y'all to be well-versed, knowledgeable Cowboys fans. But we want you to understand. Because too many times as, people that are fans of a team, we see something happen on the field, like an interception, we blame the quarterback. We never talk about the play design. We never talk about, if the wide receiver got the proper dip on the route. We never talk about, was it an option route? Was that the correct read? We never talk about any of that. We just see the ball leave his hand and it ends up in the hands of a defender, right? We never asked we always see that he threw an interception and we blame the person. We never asked the why, right? So that's one of the reasons we wanted to do like the breakdowns and this, that, and the third. We wanted everybody to understand, and understand for themselves, right? Because now that some of these concepts. Like if you understand what a dagger concept is, and you see that they're running dagger, you will know yourself if Dak Prescott or whatever quarterback you're watching made the correct play, right? You understand it on the all 22 or on the replay. You know, if the clear out route, clears out the proper space and the dagger is there and wide open, and he doesn't throw it to the dagger, then hey, that was read number one. He missed it. So at that point, you understanding the play and the play design and where the ball is designed to go, you can say with full confidence, yeah, that was a bad play by Dak Prescott. Or that was a bad play by Carson Wentz. Or that was a bad play by Patrick Mahomes, right? Because you know the play, you know the design, you know where the ball is supposed to go. You can actually say that at that point. But when you don't know the play design, where the ball is designed to go, what the reads are, you're guessing, right? You could see the clear out. You could see the clear out route, going up the field. You know what I'm saying? You see him chunk the ball to him, and they might come down with it. Now you can say that's a great play, but you also know, like, damn, that really wasn't where the ball was supposed to go, right? So like it's little things like that. That's why I want us to understand the play design, play calls, progression, and all that, so we can be more than surface level fans, right? Because we can be more than surface level fans and have these in-depth conversations with one another. And besides, when you talk to other fan bases, you can shut them right the hell up with some of this stuff, because they don't know how you beat cover 4. They don't know the difference between cover 4 and cover 2 and what differentiates that coverage, or how you attack it, right? Or any of that stuff. For the most part, some of them don't. A lot of them don't. Like I said, a lot of people are surface level fans, and that's fine. But what I will not have is for these quote unquote professionals, quote unquote experts, spew bullshit. Like, you're supposed to be teaching us. Like, I need to, when I listen to a former player or this analyst, I need to be learning some shit that I didn't know as a fan. I don't need to be the guy they got to come behind them, and say anything. But it's really telling when you get more film breakdowns and more conceptual stuff from your independent content creators than you do the 4-letter networks or the 3-letter networks. But yo, man, it's your boy Hennythemoor. I appreciate y'all for the love and support. On the way out, please make sure to hit that like button. Please make sure to hit that share button. Please make sure to continue to hit the cash out, the super chat, the super stickers. We will be going to Sportscon Saturday. I will be in the Triple D holding it down. We got a booth. We got our media credentials. We will be covering Sportscon. We will be chopping it up with some players. We will be bringing you exclusive content. It's up. It's like that. It's a movie. It's going to be big West Coast. It's going to be that boy Landlord from Alabama. It's going to be your boy Hennythemoor. Law Nation will be in the building, right? Boss Cowboy will be in the building. So, it's going to be a movie, man. It's going to be your favorite Dallas Cowboys content creators making content, talking to different NFL players, man. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be a great experience. Y'all make sure y'all tap in, man. We'll be going live, making content the whole time out there. So make sure y'all slide through here tomorrow. We will be interviewing Terrence Williams. It's going to be a movie. All the people I just mentioned will be on the show. It's up. It's like that. We're going to have a great time. Try to have a great time with us, man. So set your notifications, set your alarms. We will be out here going off. Yeah, remember when Eagles fans were... Hey, I appreciate you. So listen, the Eagles fans also think that shit has nutritional value. They also think that is a part of a balanced breakfast, of a balanced dinner, whatever you want to call it. Hey, what's up with you, my boy? He just sent 10. So, hey, Mr. Richburg, they got you another entry, and you are currently leading the way. You got 18 entries, my brother. So, my brother, S.A. Richburg, you got 10. Not 10. You got 18. With 10 right there, got you your 18th entry. So, you are leading the way all by your lonesome. You are in sole possession of the best odds of winning the grand prize. So salute to my brother. Hey, I appreciate you, Joe. He said my shows are always fire. I try, man. I try to get fire shows and fire content. I don't like just being some crazy dude sitting in his kitchen, they're screaming into the abyss. So I am happy that y'all enjoy the content, enjoy the show, enjoy, some of the things I got to say about the Cowboys and my opinions on things. That means a lot. And I'm thankful that y'all take the time out of y'all day to share the experience with me. It means a lot. I do this for y'all. So, as long as y'all like the content, I will keep creating content. And that's really the job of a content creator. If you like the content I create, I'm gonna keep making it for y'all. It's gonna be 12 p.m. in Texas. I have no idea what time that would be in Italy, Joe, but 12 p.m. Texas time. 12 p.m. Texas time. And what I will do, Joe, because you're on Facebook, so I think I'll be able to send you the I think I'll be able to share it into your inbox on Facebook. Just in case you forget to set your notifications or don't get your notifications. I think I can notify you since you are out the country. But yo, man, thank you. Thank everybody for the love and the support, man. I'm gonna go relax, man. I'm gonna go relax. Parlay, hot ass Texas time. Hey, man, it is hot down here because I do stay in Texas. I just don't stay in Dallas. It is hot as hell, but I would prefer this over the winter anytime. I still prefer this shit over winter. But yo, man, I'm out. Again, hit the like, hit the share, slap an Eagles fan, slap the cash app, slap the super chat, slap the super stickers. We out this mug, man. Peace and God bless.